One day, the fragile truce between the lion and the baboon was broken. What would happen next? Hunger forced the predator to turn its back on the old rules. A young baboon bravely stood its ground. A lioness risked climbing the trembling branches, pushing the limits of nature itself. Stay tuned and witness the tense confrontation between lion and baboon in today's video. On an open grassland, where sunlight stretches endlessly and dry winds sweep through the bushes, lies a unique arrangement. Here, lions and baboons maintain a fragile peace, far removed from their natural instincts. Instead of constant conflict, the two species have chosen a surprisingly wise form of coexistence. The lionesses, seasoned by experience and bound by the pride's traditions, follow an unspoken rule. They do not attack baboons. This restraint does not come from compassion, but from survival lessons passed down through generations. A lion with a full belly has little reason to stir up trouble. And in that fullness, safety is preserved for both lions and baboons. In return, the baboons silence their alarm calls, cries that usually alert the entire savanna. Yet in nature, no agreement lasts forever. When hunger grows unbearable, the lion is forced to widen its hunting range. The baboons become reluctant targets. They are rarely the first choice, but a shortage of prey blurs this fragile boundary with ease. A starving lioness, carrying the weight of her pride's expectations, moves in silence. After days without food, the pride's only hope rests on her hunt. At last, patience and sharpened instincts pay off. The lioness secures her prize, a precious reward in desperate times. When she returns, the pride gathers eagerly around the meal, savoring every bite after days of emptiness. In the wild, the success of one individual becomes the survival of the entire family. One quiet morning, the troop of baboons spread across the field to forage. In that moment, a young baboon strayed away from the safety of the group. From a distance, a lioness watched patiently, moving closer step by step, waiting for the perfect moment. The young baboon sensed the danger, turned to face it, let out a sharp call, and with remarkable courage, forced the predator to pause. For an instant, it seemed the baboon could defend itself. But then, other lionesses emerged one by one, slowly tightening the circle. Alone, it could not withstand the power and coordination of the pride. Its brave struggle was soon overcome, and at last, the small creature fell into the predator's grasp. As the troop of baboons scattered in retreat, a few quick-witted ones scrambled up tall trees for refuge. They believed they had escaped, for height was always the safe haven of their kind. Yet a hungry lioness refused to give up. Her eyes locked onto the trembling branches, determined to follow through to the very end. Lions are not skilled climbers. Each step upward was a struggle. Her heavy frame made the branches shudder and creak under the strain. Still, hunger drove her to take the risk, pushing against the very limits of her nature. Slowly, she drew closer, each step careful, yet filled with relentless resolve. Then, in a sudden moment, the lioness lunged, seizing the young baboon. Both tumbled to the ground, leaves scattering wildly with the fall. The baboon troop erupted in chaos, their cries echoing across the forest. After the lioness's successful hunt, the young cubs grew eager to test themselves. When they encountered a troop of baboons, they rushed in, driven more by curiosity than skill. Every move revealed their lack of experience. One clumsy cub tried to give chase, even scrambling up a tree to catch a baboon, but quickly became stuck among the branches. The baboons wasted no chance to fight back. With branches, loud calls, and sudden moves, they drove the inexperienced predator away. In the end, the cub had to retreat. Instinct alone is not enough to make a hunt successful. Young lions need time to grow, to learn, and to gather experience through failed attempts before they can master the art of survival. The troop of Hamadrya's baboons awakens after a night huddled together on a steep cliff. Their society is complex, sometimes numbering up to 400 individuals, yet without a single leader. Instead, dominant males guide the troop each morning in search of food, leading groups across the savanna. Their lives revolve around small harems, where each male rules and enforces strict discipline. This structure creates order, but it also easily breeds conflict. On that day, a rival troop suddenly appeared, challenging the boundaries. Males clashed, settling old rivalries and attempting to steal females. Chaos spread quickly, with dust rising high into the air. But once the conflict subsided, order was restored. The harems regrouped, and wandering females were punished. A stark reminder that discipline is what binds the entire community together. As food grew scarce, a powerful male baboon struggled to provide for himself and his family. The rains had yet to bring fruit, and the open plains offered only meager choices. Then, unexpectedly, he discovered a beehive hanging from a tree branch, a sweet reward worth enduring the sting of sharp pain. The baboon lunged forward, using his strength and thick fur to withstand the furious swarm as he stole the hive's nutrient-rich wax. But the dominant male did not share his prize. Keeping it all for himself, his selfishness quickly sparked resentment within the troop. Other males grew restless, their eyes flashing with defiance. A simmering rebellion began to stir. Yet even when challenged, the dominant male proved his unmatched power. He resisted the pressure and held firmly to his place at the top. A troop of baboons moved toward a goose nesting ground, at first seeming indifferent to the watchful birds guarding their nests. But this was only a disguise for a daring plan. Suddenly, one baboon darted forward with lightning speed, snatching a few eggs. The geese erupted in fury, honking loudly and flapping their wings in a desperate attempt to drive the intruder away. Yet the baboon appeared unfazed, for what it sought were the energy-rich eggs, a valuable source of food. At the same time, another baboon slipped stealthily into the nest, seizing more eggs while the geese were distracted. The struggle was brief. The geese gave chase, but the baboons were far too quick and determined. They retreated with their prize, leaving behind a chorus of furious cries and the helpless flapping of wings. A pack of African wild dogs emerged onto the savannah, swift and hungry. They charged straight toward the troop of baboons moving across the ground. In that instant of chaos, survival instincts flared. The baboons scrambled for safety, climbing quickly into the high branches. Though not all were skilled climbers, the agility and speed of most allowed them to escape in time. The wild dogs could only glare upward, their eyes filled with frustration, powerless against the height and swiftness of their foes. On the other side of the valley, a troop of baboons foraged peacefully. Suddenly, two large males spotted the silhouette of a cheetah in the distance and immediately sounded the alarm. Instead of retreating, they moved deliberately across the valley, skirting the tall grass, heading straight toward the predator. In the chaos, the cheetahs were scattered, calling out to regroup. After a while, they reassembled and continued down into the valley. But the baboons weren't finished yet. Once more, they charged forward, driving the cheetahs to retreat even farther away. A cheetah was singled out and immediately forced to turn and flee, with the baboons chasing close behind. On the rocky slope, the pursuit grew breathless. The lone cheetah dashed frantically, skirting down into the valley in search of escape. Though it is the fastest land predator, the determination and overwhelming numbers of the baboons shook its confidence. In the end, the cheetah was driven deep into a safer distance, leaving behind the fierce courage of the troop of baboons. Lions, baboons, or cheetahs, each species tells its own story of instinct, limits, and courage. In hunger, they take risks. In danger, they unite. And when the fragile balance between hunter and prey tips to one side, true strength lies not only in claws or speed, but also in adaptability and resilience. Thank you for watching until the end. If you enjoyed these emotional stories from the wild, don't forget to hit like, share with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the